Howdy y'all, Bourbon86X here, and welcome back to the Exiled Lands. So, if you recall in the last episode, we started down the path to becoming an all-powerful sorcerer, and I actually still have one journey step to complete from that I completely slipped my mind, so we'll get that taken care of today. But we have two things. I was originally going to focus on entering the Steel Age on this episode, but as I was returning to my base before I started recording, I saw that an event was back on. The Headhunters event is going on at the moment. I didn't see an announcement from Funcom, so I'm sure that'll come maybe tomorrow if it hasn't already and I've just missed it. But yeah, you can see I have a Conan Exiles captain standing next to me, so we are able to hunt sorcerers and bring in either their skulls or tie them up and bring them to the cage behind us, which will allow us to get items. We'll get a reward which we can use to spend on items. But the thing I really would like to do, so I'm not sure of the chances as far as the RNG goes, but you can get enough coins. I can't remember the currency name. I'm sure we'll find out in just a second. And you can buy fighters from one of these guys, and that fighter could be Dalencia Snowhunter. So to get her early in the game, it might be a little OP, but hey, you know, I'm not gonna complain if that can happen. Like I said, I'm not really sure. I've done it on other saves, purchased Dalencia from these guys and gotten her, or purchased a fighter from these guys and gotten Dalencia Snowhunter, and that probably won't be in this episode. I don't know. I don't want to focus too much on hunting sorcerers. I just kind of want to go grab one at this camp that's nearby and just kind of go over the process of this. Now, this is at a limited time event, so when you watch this video, it could be going on again. This particular event could still be going on, but just realize if you come looking for these guys and you don't find them, it is a limited time event. With that being said, let's go ahead and get started. Right, let me get my helmet. Let's get a truncheon. Do I have an iron one? Yes, I do. And fiber binding should be enough. Well, maybe not that one. This one should be good enough. Alright. And let me cancel this emote. Okay. I am going to set Thugra to passive. And setting to follow. And follow. Also, I'm hoping that my mace doesn't break, but I can let Thugra kind of take everybody on. And ooh, it looks like everybody hasn't responded at this camp yet. Well, that puts a damper on things. Of course, it's got some bleed on it. Not sure where that came from. Well, there is another one over there, but it's quite a bit more difficult. And I don't really want to go in there for weak mace. Do I have any other weapons? No. I'll tell you what, so let's get this thing out of render distance. And so I'm going to run over here, get it out of render distance, see if we can get these guys to spawn in, and I will bring you back very soon. Alright, I'll see you when I get back. Alright folks, welcome back. So let's, the camp has respawned, so let's go see if we can get ourselves a sorcerer. I'm going to bring out my shield, my truncheon, and let's get Thugra to attack this guy. And I'm going to wait for the sorcerer to come out. See if I can knock them out. Ah, it's a named sorcerer too. Alright, stop with the flipping. Lordy mercy. Oh, this Tanner. Let's get Thugger on the Tanner. Alright, there we go. Alright, go attack the archer, Thugger, please. Okay.
Your soul.
Come on, Thugger. You got it. Alright, there we go. I'm gonna let Thugger take this one out. So what you want to do, you either want to, when you kill it, so in this event, when you kill a sorcerer, you can collect the skull off their corpse, and you'll take the skull over to that foreboding looking cauldron over there. But if you capture one and tie them up, you can drag them over to this cage. You can interact, and there you go. So we get, let's see, let's pull up our inventory. Nope. So you'll get some coin like gold and silver, but the ancient obelisk, this is the currency you use in this event. And go to the different people, you can talk to this guy.
Like you, we are strangers in this accursed realm. We seek a way back to our lands in the misty east. And though we have crossed the length and breadth of this hellish plain, a way out remains elusive. But perhaps things have changed. Perhaps this new sorcery may show us a path to deliverance, if it can be understood. To that end, we serve Mekkamosis, Lord of the Black Ring of Stygia, and the fellow prisoner in this forsaken hell. While the workings of this new sorcery are unknown, unproven, and dangerous, who better to tame its secrets than a master sorcerer?
Alrighty, so they have some vendors. So this is the Conan Exiled Slaver. So yeah, you can purchase a combatant for 200 ancient obelisks and a worker for 200. And I'm not sure how the workers what you can get, but I do know if you do purchase a combatant from this guy, you have a chance of getting Delencia Snowhunter, which would be awesome. And you have a trader, so you can purchase supply materials for 20. You have another trader, and this one has some pretty cool stuff, so like the harness of the Mad Prophet, armor schematic for Catan Slaver, the Tiger's Truncheon, which is pretty good, Dead Woman's Tresses, Misplaced Guardian's Wilburg. I've never actually used all this. A Hardened Steel Mace early on, which is pretty cool. But yeah, so you can purchase different things from these guys, and with these ancient obelisk coins. Alright, so that's and so here's the cauldron I was talking about. You drop the skull, you pile the skulls up in there. It looks pretty cool when you do it, but we're not going to worry about that. I kind of gave you guys a gist of how the event works, so let's go ahead and move on. So while I'm over here, so that I don't have to return all the way to base, let's see, where is my staff? Bring out the arcane staff. So we need to perform a spell. We don't actually need to perform one, but there we have it. Alright, so that journey is complete, and we can move on to the next one. So let's claim our reward, which gives you this this helmet. Okay. And so our next journey is Steelsmith. So the first thing we need to do is access or place a fireball cauldron. So I guess I do need to head back to base. I was hoping it was going to be Gather Brimstone, but I'm just forgetting the order. Alright, so I'm going to head back to base now, and I will see you guys when I get there. Okay, I'll see y'all soon. Alright, y'all, welcome back. So made it back to base, and as you can see, we have a new friend living with us. So in between episodes, when I was leveling up to kind of prepare for the move into the Steel Age, I did end up picking a Defari Dancer, which you do need for sorcery. So as you saw in the previous episode, when you perform sorcery, or if you get into any kind of corruption, you gain corruption in your health bar and your stamina bar, which reduces both. And the way to cure it is to stand here and watch a dancer, and that removes, when you're entertained by a dancer, it removes the corruption. Alright, so let's go ahead, and so as you see, we need to access or place a fireball cauldron. I don't think we have learned that yet, so let's head into survival, and fireball cauldron, which also gives you an alchemist bench, casting table, water orb, glass flask, aloe extract, so it gives you a steel fire, which we'll come to. Lots of different things. So let's unlock that. And that also unlocks the alchemist journey. Alright, so let's grab our trusty construction hammer, see what we need for a fireball cauldron. So we just need 50 iron and 20 twine. I know I got 50 iron over here. Really need to clear up my inventory. And I think I have 20 twine. Maybe not in there. We can definitely make it though. Let's just go ahead and make it. So 20, so I'll need 60. And craft 20. Alright, cool. Let's stick this over here next to the sorcery table. I guess we can stick it over here because we're primarily going to be using it. Stick it in this little corner here. Okay. Alright. So we need to craft tar in a tannery, which we should have plenty of. We do. And now I'm over encumbered. Alright, let's drop that in there. And dump this iron here, get that started. This little bit of coal here. Let's go ahead and, okay, I already got the roasted haunch. Anything I need to cook? So I'll throw this in there. Save that rotten meat for later. Okay. Alright, so now we need to gather brimstone. Okay, and as fortune would have it, our trusty little cave over here, Sinner's Refuge, has plenty of brimstone. Okay, Thugra, make sure I turn him back on aggro. And have him follow me. And not bring up the menu. Alright, so it's just a short little gallop over to Sinner's Refuge, so I'll keep you guys with me. See, I got my weapons. Ooh, is there usually 3? Yeah, there is usually 3 people out here. I think one of them always runs over into those shrubs over there, so I always get kind of. I always think there's just 2. What? Oh, come on, Thugra.
I never wanted to be here.
Alright. Take your healing wraps. Your healing wraps, and I'll leave you alone with your cut in half body. Alright. Okay, so the first little bit of brimstone is right here. It's just these yellowish rocks. Okay, So that completes the journey step, so we just need to craft steel for our next one. I am going to go ahead and get lots and lots of brimstone. There's plenty of it here. Okay. Sweep that door. You take those people out, and I'll get the archers up here, who are doing a little dance. There we go. Falling down. Anybody else up there? I'm guessing so. Oh. This guy ducked over into the shadows. That's not gonna help you escape your fate, sir. Right. Hey, it's a Hyborian exile. I wonder if it's a cousin of our dearly departed friend. Alright, so here's some more brimstone here. And some more over here. A little bit right there. Alright, I mean, that should be plenty for getting started, but I'm also, so in order to craft a steel weapon and steel pick, you do need to be level 30. So I am gonna go ahead and take all these guys out to kind of move us toward that goal.
Your heart will be eaten.
Fatality. Need to work on my Mortal Kombat impression. Fatality. I don't know how good that was, but it sounded pretty good to me with my headphones on, but it's... There's old... Kiam of Asura. Come on, buddy. Stop being an ass. Alright. Borean Carpenter and Kashad Exile. Oh, and another archer lurking in the shadows. Come on, Thurga, take him out. Okay, that should be all of them, so let's get some more brimstone. I think I'm probably gonna have to go and fight some rock noses once we get to that point, because I don't know. Take a bite to eat. I don't know if I'm still at 33%, and rock noses are a great way. I don't really like power leveling or grinding too much. I kind of like to take things slow and do it naturally, but hey, I've got an episode to shoot here, and we need to get up to 30 so we can complete this journey. Alright, 500 brimstone, that is plenty. Okay, horse. Got some floating hands maybe up there or something, and floating body, and floating torso. Gotta say, leave it in the comments. How do you guys feel about fatalities? I know it's kind of a mixed bag. I definitely end up usually turning them off when I get into dungeons, because it's not such a big deal in the first dungeon, as you'll probably see in maybe the next episode or the one after. But once you start facing humans in dungeons, those fatalities are kind of bugged out right now. So I end up turning it off and just leaving it off, because it never fails. I'll turn them back on after I finish a dungeon, and then I will forget to turn it back off in the next dungeon, and the glitch happens, which is irritating as hell. But I kind of like, I mean, they're cool for a few times, but especially if you want to do a Mortal Kombat impersonation, but Mortal Kombat announcer impersonation. But honestly, I kind of just like the kills without the fatalities. So I don't know. Let me know how you guys feel about fatalities. Right. So we need to craft Stillfire, and if we head over to our trusty Fireball Cauldron, you'll see that Stillfire requires tar and brimstone, of which we have plenty of both. Have any more anywhere? Yep. Okay. Let's just go ahead and craft 500. And now we need to craft the steel bar. So let's take some of that Stillfire. And as you can see, I have a second furnace over here ready to go. Right. Let's take 400. Okay. And play. Right. So now we have steel bars, and now we need to unlock the steel tools knowledge. So if we go into knowledge, go to survival. Where is steel tools? Oh no, it's red. So yeah, level 30 requirements. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a quick break and run off and fight some rock noses, and I will bring you guys back once I am level 30, and I will see you guys soon. Alright, y'all, so I brought you guys back a little earlier than anticipated, because if you look off in the distance there, we have a one skull rock nose. I believe it's a demonic rock nose. But that is a stroke of good fortune, because they give quite a bit of XP. So let's go ahead and sick thugger on him. He decided to come for me anyway. There we go.
Your heart will be eaten.
Let's get some
Yark will have your soul.
sunder on him. Yeah, demonic rock nose, 18,000 XP. That got us all the way up to 82%, and they do have a lot of goodies on them. Demonic blood, alchemical base, coal, demon crystal, lots of goodies. Alright, so I will see you guys back at base as soon as I hit level 30. Alright, I'll see you then. Alright, welcome back, y'all. And back at base, home sweet home. And so before I head in and we continue the journey, completing the Steelsmith journey, did remember something. So I think it was while I was working on leveling up in between episodes, but Thugray is level 10 now, so he should have a perk. And he has Relentless. Your follower is incredibly tough and stubborn, granting them high vitality and resistance to knockout effects. Okay, and so he'll get another perk at level 15 and then his final perk at level 20. Pretty good perk to start off with, I'll take it. Alright, so let's head inside. And let's get to making steel, baby. Alright, so let's first do this. Let's go ahead and put one more point in vitality. So at certain points you can choose between two perks. So you have Resurgence, which is receive a one-time healing effect when your health drops below 50%. Can be received again after being fully healed, which is the one I usually take. You also have Fast Healer. You receive 50% increased healing from healing effects. But I usually take Resurgence, so I'm gonna take it again. Alright. So knowledge, survival, and we can now unlock steel tools, which gives us pick, hatchet, repair hammer, and a steel sickle. So unlock that. And okay. And that completes the journey. And so here is the thing. So let's go back into knowledge really quick. So when you go into knowledge, you have all your weapons here. So you have you know, your short swords and everything. So if you look, you actually do not unlock a steel mace until level 38. Sumerian battle axe is not until level 40, which that doesn't really matter. And the steel short sword, you don't unlock it to level 31. However, with the the reward for completing the Steelsmith journey is perfected steel light weapons, which gives you, I think, a spear, an axe, and some daggers. I think you get a short sword and a mace as well. So let's claim the reward. Alright, so let's see how much steel we have. 10 bars. That's right, I only put a little bit of steel fire, so I am going to take all of the steel fire. Slowly walk my way back over. Dump all this in there. Play. And I will bring you guys back very shortly as soon as we actually it's not taking that long. We can wait. I at least want to do a steel pick and a steel weapon. While I'm doing the steel pick, we'll probably get 30 more for a weapon. Okay, there's our 31 actually. So let's head over to our blacksmith's bench. Let's put that there. Do you actually need more? Oh yeah, so you need leather. Let's get some leather, which we have plenty of. Actually, you know, just grab this whole stack here. That should be enough. Okay. And now we can do a steel pick. Let's craft one of those. And I'm gonna take a stone pick, take my iron pick and stick it there. Steel pick, and let's check on our steel supply over here. Plenty. Let's run back over here one more time. And so yeah, here are all these steel protected weapons. Perfected steel weapons. So we have perfected steel warhammer, perfected steel spear, poniards, mace, longsword, greatsword, and battle axe. So I'm mistaken. So the short sword, there's not a perfected version of it. You can do the great sword or the long sword, but I am gonna go with a perfected steel mace, and gonna drop that right there. And let's go ahead and pull that out and see how it looks. Very cool. All right, well, I think that will do it for this episode. So in this episode, I introduced the Headhunter journey, the limited time event that is currently going on. And in a future episode, before that event ends, I think it usually lasts, what, about 2 weeks, maybe? Between 10 and 14 days, something along those lines. Maybe a week, I'm not sure. Anyway, if it's still going on in the next episode, we may go and tackle that and see if we can get ourselves a Valencia Snow Hunter or any other good combatant fighter thrall. We also completed the Steelsmith journey, and we completed 2 journeys. We finished off the last step of the sorcery journey, and we completed the Steelsmith journey, and now have a steel pick and a perfected steel mace. Beyond that, guys, if you are enjoying this content, please make sure you smash that like button and subscribe to the channel. And I will see you guys back on the back in the Exiled Lands again very, very soon. Thank you so much for watching. Take care, everyone. Peace out, y'all.